What if I told you that Captain Jack Sparrow, the pirate who stole every scene, every treasure, and honestly, a huge part of our hearts, might be making a comeback? I know. It sounds unreal, right? Like one of those fan theories you scroll past on social media, think about for a second, and then go, yeah, that would be amazing, but it's never going to happen. We've been here before. Rumors have sailed across the internet more times than the Black Pearl itself. And every time, we've been left stranded, no land in sight, just wishing for a miracle. But this time? This time feels different. The whispers aren't just coming from random blogs or fan pages. They're coming from closer to the deck. Closer to the heart of the Pirates of the Caribbean ship. Johnny Depp, yes, the Johnny Depp, is seriously considering stepping back into the boots, the beads, and the swagger of Captain Jack Sparrow. Now, before you let your mind run wild, picturing him tipping his hat, slurring out some nonsense about rum, and sailing into the sunset, there's something you need to know. This is not going to be a simple, Jack's back, let's all cheer, situation. There's a twist. A big one. And it could completely change how we see the next chapter of the saga. Close your eyes for a second and imagine this. You're sitting in a theater. The lights dim. The room gets quiet, that kind of silence that feels heavy with expectation. You hear it, the faint creak of a wooden ship, the soft roll of waves, and the distant call of a seagull. Then, slow footsteps. The clink of coins. A shadow appears on the screen, and for a moment you think, it can't be, and then, you hear that voice. That familiar, slightly drunken, charming voice, did everyone miss me? Tell me you didn't just get chills. Because that's the magic of Jack Sparrow. He's more than just a character. He's a feeling. He's a moment in time, frozen in your memory. And Johnny Depp didn't just play him, he created him. Without Depp, there is no Jack Sparrow. Without Jack Sparrow, Pirates of the Caribbean just isn't the same. For years, it felt like the Black Pearl had sailed far away from Johnny Depp. The legal battles, the headlines, the distance between him and Disney, it all seemed like too much water under the bridge. Fans fought for him. Millions signed petitions. Social media exploded with calls to bring him back. But the official word? Not promising. At times, it was even blunt, he wouldn't be returning. And so, we let go. Or, at least, we tried to. But now, the tide is shifting. Behind the scenes, talks have started. Real talks. Johnny isn't just brushing off the idea anymore. He's thinking about it. He's open to it. But here's the thing, he's not saying yes just because it's pirates. He's not doing it for the paycheck, or for the sake of nostalgia. For Depp, Jack Sparrow is personal. He said before that Sparrow is part of him. That he carries the character with him in his heart. And if he's going to bring him back, it has to be for the right reason. And that reason? It comes down to one thing, the story. Not just any story. It has to be the right one. The script has to be perfect. It has to respect Jack Sparrow's legacy. It has to bring something fresh, something exciting, something worthy of the character and the fans who've stuck around all these years. This is where the twist comes in. From what's being whispered, this next Pirates film might not be your typical Jack Sparrow adventure. In fact, Jack might not even be the main focus this time. Picture this, a new crew, new seas, and new dangers, but the shadow of Jack Sparrow still looms over everything. Maybe he's a legend that the characters talk about. Maybe he shows up when you least expect it, changing the course of the story every time he appears. Imagine Jack Sparrow not as the constant center of the film, but as the unpredictable storm that blows in, turns everything upside down, and disappears before anyone can stop him. His role might be smaller in screen time, but bigger in impact. Every moment he's on screen would be electric, unforgettable. That's the kind of twist that could make this work. The producers seem to know this. They understand that you can't just throw Jack Sparrow into the background and expect fans to be happy. If Depp comes back, it has to be in a way that matters. And he knows it too. This isn't just another movie for him, it's a chance to do something meaningful with a character he spent nearly 2 decades bringing to life. And then there's us. The fans. Believe it or not, studios pay attention to us. Every trending hashtag, every fan-made poster, every bit of art, every post that says, "Bring back Johnny Depp," they see it. They measure it. They use it to decide what's worth investing in. And let's be honest. Pirates of the Caribbean with Johnny Depp is more than just another sequel. It's a cultural event waiting to happen. But here's what makes this even more interesting. Insiders have hinted that Depp isn't looking for a giant amount of screen time. He's looking for depth. If he returns, it's not to just repeat the same jokes or stumble around for comedic effect. He wants Jack to have purpose. To have layers. Maybe even to have an emotional arc that surprises the audience. There's talk about blending the old cast with a fresh new crew. Imagine familiar faces from the original films teaming up, or clashing, with younger pirates, each bringing their own style, their own goals, their own way of sailing the seas. And through it all, Jack Sparrow weaving in and out of their lives, like a mischievous ghost who can't quite stay away. And if you've been following the rumors closely, you'll know that the producers are also considering a shift in tone. Less slapstick, more adventure. More drama. More of that old swashbuckling magic that made the first film such a masterpiece. But still with the humor that makes pirates, well, pirates. And here's a little cherry on top, there's a strong chance the film will be packed with Easter eggs. Hidden nods to the first movie. Little details that make you go, wait, is that from Curse of the Black Pearl? Imagine catching sight of a familiar compass on a desk, or hearing a line of dialogue that perfectly mirrors one from the original trilogy. Those moments give you goosebumps. Because here's the truth, Pirates of the Caribbean was never just about action scenes and big explosions. It was about adventure. About stepping into a world where anything could happen. Where one man's strange, chaotic genius could change the course of an entire journey. Johnny Depp brought that to life in a way no one else could. And if he comes back, it has to feel like coming home. Picture the movie starting without him. A new crew, a new captain, maybe even a new villain. They set off on their quest, thinking they're in control of their fate. But then, the wind changes. The tide shifts. And suddenly, there he is. Jack Sparrow. Walking in like he owns the place, with a grin that says he knows something no one else does. That's the moment the audience would lose their minds. That's the moment people would cheer in theaters around the world. And the best part? We wouldn't know when it's coming. It could be halfway through the film. It could be at the climax. It could even be at the very end, setting up something bigger. That unpredictability is part of the magic. Now, I want you to think about something. If Johnny Depp really does return, would you want him to be in the spotlight the whole time, leading the story from start to finish? Or would you rather see him as that mysterious, scene-stealing wild card who appears just when you think the story has settled? Because either way, one thing is clear, the Black Pearl hasn't vanished into the mist just yet. The horizon is shifting, and somewhere out there, the compass is pointing toward a future where Captain Jack Sparrow might once again set sail. The seas of Hollywood are unpredictable. But every now and then, when the wind is right and the stars align, legends return. And when they do, they remind us why we fell in love with them in the first place.